Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League. This is the GT3 Sprint Championship Season 14, Round 8 here at Laguna, Seca. We got 9 minutes, 27 seconds left in practice. And everything's shaping up pretty well in hand for this championship for not only the pros, the Pro-Ams, but also our rookie class. I'm going to be honest, it's kind of said and done for the amateur class. Alex Zier has kind of solidified his dominance. Eric Koonsman is behind him in P2 and Eric Rodriguez in 3. But the point differential is more than a couple race wins worthy for that to be any change. But in the pro class, we have Nick Mazza, who's leading the championship now in that category over Mark Foley, who's in second, and Trey Mistack, who's at a resurgence. No longer is he fighting from the back and climbing up the hill. He's now in P3 in the Pro Championship. Mind you, all of his points are an accumulation of what he was doing in the first half of the season, which was not qualifying. And so to see him already third in the championship, having not qualified for most of those races, and now steep right there in the top 3, it really just goes to show his prowess. Eric Neville, who won the first half championship, is in 4th position. Going into the Pro-Am class, we have Cooper McCoy in 1st. He's leading by a healthy margin of 200 plus points to Marshall Scari, but not healthy enough where he can't be dethroned. Marshall Scari's in 2nd, and then Chris Lambeth is in 3rd. Followed by the rookies that are still around. Braden Daniels, if he's here, he is in 1st in the rookie class. Followed by Gage Yams, Benita Mazzarello, and after that in 3rd. But some of these drivers, are here and are not here. Prashant Jayaraman is in that category of the rookies who's got one race left to be categorized, and as it so happens, he is here tonight for that categorization if he so chooses. Right now, Daniel Haynes is leading with a 120.9. No other driver has kind of come close. It's Peter Flanders, almost 2 tenths. I would say with 3/1000ths of a second, it would be 2 full tenths even off Daniel Haynes there. That's the .197 you see on the board in second. It's pretty competitive. The low 121s will put you in the top 10. The high 21s will put you in P19. Matthew Wyckoff is sitting in the pits at the moment, but he is in 19th position with a 121.9. Elliott Burton in 20th in the 122s, low 122s as it is. And from the low 122s onward from P20 to P38 of Brian Zaborowski Jr., who's in the high 122s. Craig Carroll, who's in the pits, he did a 123.001. He's in 39th. And then 123s onward to Anthony V. Jenkins in 46th position. There's only one driver, Aaron Myers, who has not set a time on the board at all. Maybe he just registered and hasn't shown up yet. That happens, but nothing from him just yet. And then there's a new driver who has just joined, Chris Gazole. I'm going to say the C is silent. Chris Gazole. Maybe that's right. If it's... we'll see. Patrick Rich continues to join us. He's another one of the rookies who's did round 5 and 6. Not sure if he's... Oh, in round 7. What's up, Garrett? How many people do we have today? We have 48. Anthony V. Jenkins just crossed the line to go out of the 40s and into the 34s. Well, into 34, but We got some new people. I think it's just that one person, Zach Peterson, in this logo. He's a rookie, but he's done one round previously in the first half. It's interesting to see him back. Beyond that, Braden Daniels rejoins. Oh, there's a new one. So, where's... Oh. Curse of watching certain drivers. Brandon Burns is in the pit lane right now. He's in the Pro-Am class. And his son's also joined him, Connor Burns, who's actually faster than him at the moment. Just got overtaken by Rodrigo Theory, who went to P27, but Connor Burns also joins us. He's in the rookie class. He is the son of Brandon. So when you see the Burns, not brothers, now we have a father-son duo. Although I think there is also another father-son scenario elsewhere. Forget. I think someone has mentioned that that is also the case. You know what it is? It's I don't even think he's here, but it would be one of those Valhalla guys. Man, I wish I knew that guy's name. He's in... Michael Offen. Yeah, that is it. That's the guy's name. He's 10th in the AM class right now. I believe Alex Offen is related. I think father, son, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the first one we've had so far. But 2 minutes left to go. Right now, in the team rankings, SimCity Racing is first. Untitled Team 1 is second. Jason Chicken Shop is third. Draft Punk Bronze is fourth. Here for the SR is in fifth. SimCity Racing 2 is in sixth. Little Lucknuts in seventh. Pit Lane Donuts in eighth. Caffeine Global Motorsports in ninth. Cars Racing Savage Speeders in 10. Draft Punk Silver in 11. Missed Apex Racing in 12. Draft Punk Gold in 13. Jason's Chicken Shop Janitorial Team in 14, Ace of Rays in 15, Pax Oceani Jimmer Bimmer Power Hour in 16, Prosciutto Punch Racing in 17. Dan Gleasack is no longer a team, but they're in 17. Pax Oceani, insert name here, is in 19, Darkwing Racing in 20, Southbound Racing in 21, Pax Oceani placeholder in 22, Shadowline Racing in 23, Puck Yeah in 24, Pax Oceani Jimmer Bimmer Power Hour second half in 25. So Eric Neville is replaced Matthew Baldwin with John Javecki in the Jimmer Bimmer Power Hour. And it is just 47, because that last driver, that was to be 48 drivers total, is no longer here, has opted out. There is a new driver. Okay, well, I thought I was going to be able to get somebody. Alan Karabashev, who set a time on the board. He's 44th overall, the 123.3. He's definitely new. Probably go into we'll go into the rookie class, but he is not on my sheet, so I believe is his first race with us. So welcome, Alan. Brooklyn Ring Racing League. And 4 seconds left. This is going to snap over to qualifying, and we will get started for another round at Laguna Seca. Broken Wing Le Mans Series was here last week, and now we shall see what the GT3s can do. Brief moment for our sponsor. And we're back. Jeff Lubitsch is the first driver out on his out lap. Everyone else in suit. You can see the relative for that. Andrew Kirk 13. Whatever happened to the great Matt Shack? Yeah, who knows? It begs the question, what did happen? Maybe he got bored of sim racing? I believe he also, like, I think he got into a flight simulator and has been flight simulating. That's pretty much all I can think of, yeah. I remember someone brought that up, but yeah, that would probably be the only thing I can think of. He's just not been around. The competition used to be pretty sweaty back then between a couple of individuals. Rick Mustak being one of them. Peter Flanner another. Nick Maz has always been pretty quick. Mark Foley's joining that bunch. His upgraded sim gear has put him to new heights. He has been fairly consistent and quick throughout not only this season but last season. He was rising the ranks. He's second in the championship. Nick Maz is first in the pros. Although it's got to be stated, there are 22 pro drivers in this league, and of those 22, Trey Mistak started from the back of the pack in the first half. I think with an exception of round 5 or 6, but for the first 4 rounds, I'm almost confirmed positive he did not start qualifying and still managed to get a lump sum of points in the pro category and is third in the championship. When I used to race when Flanner just joined the league. That must have been some time ago. I would say Peter Flanner gets the fastest lap. And take a look here. Trey Missak went into third. Jacob Simmons now in first. Alex Zier in third. Marshall Scari's up there as well. Jason M. Allen went through and did not get a time on the board, which you think he will. Gage Yams got to fourth. Now, where's Daniel Haynes going to be? Because that is a driver that you kind of want to look out for. He was fastest in practice, and he is in the heat of traffic. This might be his first hot lap, but he is got a lot of drivers ahead of him. And there's Craig Reese that just went to the into the dirt there. And to be this close to another driver, Chris Chitterling's no slouch. He's quick. He's fairly quick. He's also a pro, so it's not going to be a class issue, but just maybe a pace issue. I didn't see where Chris Chitterling was at in practice, but if he was in the top 20, then that's going to be good enough for Daniel Haynes to set a good time on the board, as Craig Carroll is giving everyone a little bit of the Dust Bowl before the corkscrew. And moving through, we're still seeing a lot of drivers making the difference in qualifying, as Mark Foley and Jason M. Allen go third and fourth. Eric Neville went to sixth. 2023. That would have been season 11? Season 11 or 12? I remember those days. Mostly. Daniel Haynes went in sixth with that time on the board. That was a 121.6. And Trey Mistak, no improvement on his last. I think he's trying to build some type of gap here. He's getting a little bit slow, letting people move on by. It will be some time before he gets that gap, and I think that gap will... Oh, man, it's got to be Tyler Anderson at this point, because he is still at a slow point, and I think that's his build. He let Dave Palmer by. Tyler Anderson most likely on a hot lap. but he really wanted to find himself a bit of room. That's a championship mentality there, right, folks? Just trying to find as big a gap as he can as Peter Flanner crosses the line to go fastest with a 121.4. Not going to be that much better, though, because 121.3 from Jacob Simmons, but the 120.9 has been achieved in practice, and we'll probably see it in qualifying more than likely with 8 minutes, 51 seconds left to go. There's somebody that will do it. Only one was able to do it in practice, but we still had drivers in the low 121s, even lower than that .330 that Jacob Simmons got on the board. So there's still a little bit more time to be gained. 2/10, 3/10. If you get to 4/10, then that is the fastest time on the board, and it will probably remain the fastest time on the board. Jacob Simmons getting right past Zach Peterson there in the Lego car. Joshua Jablonski. This is a quick guy. I wonder if he's going to be able to improve. He did a 122 even. Elliot Burton is in the pits. Matt Benson's in the pits. I'm not sure, but I think we also are missing one of our drivers, Ethan Bass. No, sorry, it's Ethan Bass. There it is. Jacob Simmons just plopped the fastest time on the board. And Peter Flanner's still in second. Aaron Myers in one of the Valhalla guys. Get used to seeing Valhalla Motorsports and these gold and maroon liveries. They are everywhere on track. Maybe they practice for this one. Who knows? Jablonski did improve to 4th position. Ethan Bass won the last race, and right now he's in the high 121s. He's got to get into the low 121s if he's going to see the top 10. Is Drew setting? I would say it's maroon. There was Valhalla practice for this one. My bum elbow has me out. Oh, I almost thought I read that wrong. And Andre Rodriguez in the rookie class goes to P7. Daniel Haynes does improve to P3 with that last one. Gage Yams also out there, just ahead of his Matthew Wyckoff, and is in P2. They split Peter Flanner, who's now in 4th. I would say that's maroon. You could say brown, but like brown's such a boring way to say. I think it's maroon. Not wrong. Trey Mitsack is in the pits. No improvement out of him so far. He's in the 121.5s. Still in the top 10 though. Mark Foley's also gone down. Let's see what happened here. He did his time and parked it because he's going to go again, more than likely. That's what's going on for him. What's the... what number? I don't even know what that means. Brown is a color. Is the color, and it's not a Corvette. I mean, maroon is it's just a fancy way of saying brown, isn't it? It's a tinge. You know what I could do is just take a screen grab right now, toss this baby on one of those color finders, and then get that number. And when it says it's not brown but maroon, you're gonna have egg on your face, Jeff. You're gonna have egg on your face. Was that a Corvette? That was an Acura. Which one was I looking at? Yeah, this is an Acura. Are you just... You guys are all in Acuras. Wait, who isn't? Matthew Wyckoff is in an Acura. So that's another... That's 4 of you guys are in Acuras. Let me see who else. Marina's dark purple? Maroon? Is it? Let's say like... Is an Acura Valhalla party. Yeah, so... You can't bring up the Corvette argument here. It's... Alright, we got some skippage. That's weird. Eric Koonsman got a black flag, maybe for exiting the pits unsafely. Chris Stewart, normally really fast. He's in P32 at the moment. Mark Foley's just ahead of him. He's on an outlap though, so he's got some time to go again. Matt Benson, still no show from him or Elliott Burton. Craig Reese, no time on the board. Oh, we got another driver. I don't think this guy's been seen before. Yale Pena. Welcome to the league. It's in P44 at the moment. Alan Karabashev in P42, also new to the league. He's got the rookie stuff on too, which is fascinating. He's still experiencing some glitches here. I wonder if it's the drivers. Matthew Wyckoff, also in an Acura. Man. Surprisingly, out of all of the different cars on track, I would say the majority of the track is made up of Porsches. I mean, most people are in a Porsche. You got your Acuras peppered in, your Corvettes, your Ferraris, one McLaren, which is Trey Mistak at the moment. There he is. He's not the only McLaren. Porsche counts for the camber of the wheel. Yeah, but with the lock, with the car lock-in, I'm just surprised really there's so many. It didn't seem like there was on the first half of the season. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 McLarens in this, maybe 7. Gosh, I only see 2 Mustangs on the board. Tom Smith, Prashant. Oof, that's not a good look. 1 AMG Mercedes. I think there's the only one. That's Jake Daly. And we lost our only yeah, there was somebody in the Lamborghini. Yale Pena has gone to P36 with his last time on the board. Now all of the time has been spent. Aaron Myers has a black flag. Daniel Haynes crosses the line. That's going to be his final time there. Does he change positions? No, he doesn't. Joshua Jablonski goes through and goes into P5 with that time on the board. 121.353. Andre is done. No improvement from him. Mr. Fettuccini was drying the Lamborghini. Who's that? There's a regular Broken Wing Racing League driver, someone who is almost always here, that was in the Huracan, but I can't think of their name. I mean, very consistently. Mark Foley goes across the line and goes faster. He goes into P7 with that time on the board. Trey Mistak, can he improve here? It's in P4, and that time solidifies him in P4 as Chris Chitterling improved from P10 to P5. Miles Brown is done, and that is it. Everyone else is done. Take a look here at the grid. P1 through 15 is there on the leaderboard. You can see him to the left. Congratulations to those fast drivers. We never got a single driver in the 120s. The lowest one we got was Jacob Simmons with that low 121. Going to P16, Matthew Mercier is there. P17 is Ethan Bass. Tyler Anderson, P18. Marshall Scarry, 19. Alex Zier, 20. Joshua Spears, 21. Matthew Wyckoff, 22. Rodrigo Theory, 23. Chris Lambert, 24. Braden Daniels, 25. Adam Teagle, 26. Anthony V. Jacobs, 27. Brandon Burns, in 28. Eric Koonsman, 29. Colin Luckerson, 30. Prashant Jayaraman, in 31. Jake Daly, 32. Chris Stewart, 33. Zach Peterson, 34. Michael Sharon, 35. Connor Burns, 36. Yale Pena, in 37. Craig Reese, 38. Dave Palmer, 39. Patrick Rich, in 40. Jeff Lubitch in 41. Tom Smith, 42. Steve McAllister, 43. Brad Jorgensen, 44. Alan Karabashev in 45. Brian Zaborowski Jr. in 46. Craig Carroll, 47. Chris Gazole in 48. I hope I'm saying that one right. And Matt Benson, 49. And Elliot Burton, 50. If those two indeed show up. That one was not sure, but they did not qualify. I'm not sure they even have qualifying bans. But Elliot Burton is here, and he is at the back of the pack. Why do you have permissions? Like, just general permissions to... I'm not reading any of that. Go back to your natty lights. Natty ice. Whichever one it was. Valhalla have their own row lockout, and Pax Oceani close to getting theirs. Do the chopper. It looks like SimCity Racing's right in front of each other. Yeah. Got ourselves a pretty stiff competition. And just a cool reminder, folks. Connor Burns. Further back there in the field. This is P36. His dad, Brandon Burns, is in P28. And Burns is in the Pro-Am class. And I think doing fairly well. I can't see anyone's names. But maybe he has a race this season? I don't see him on my chart. Well, I don't think he's raced this season. Here we go. We do a full out lap to get this race started. Hopefully it goes cleanly through the first couple of corners there. Maybe Andretti hairpin. turn 2. But I suspect that this racetrack will be soon covered in gravel, sand, dirt, debris, not defreeze, once we get started. Look at that. Peter Flanner giving the honorary dirt splatter through the corkscrew. Valhalla's best team. Well, we'll see. There's 3 of them up close in the top 10. Jacob Simmons, I think in the janitorial chicken shop team. Can he take it to a chicken shop finish? And he's already got a pretty clean move down. This Gage Yams has got that inside line and is down 1 position. Mark Foley on the outside. And those Valhallas are going to go side by side in the next corners. Joshua Jablonski also trying to make a move here. As the other front runners have kind of solidified their spot so far. But Chris Chittling is going to go sideways. And Joshua Jablonski takes that position down, out, and down and out there. It's all said and done for him at the moment. He's going to have to crawl his way back. And Daniel Haynes still holding his position over Miles Brown, who's up 2. Nobody fared better than Aaron Myers, who's up 4 positions in the start. And even before we got to turn 5. Colin Luckhurst up 2. Jake Daly up 5. And the battle is kind of going on here. Craig Reese trying to make a move here. He's up 6 positions. He had Michael Sharon right there in that McLaren. He passes on by. Brandon Alvarez Jr. is already in the pits. Craig Reese holding at 6 positions. Pretty steady. And Chris Stewart's just ahead. He's going to try to dive to the inside, but it looks like Eddie Jenkins making the move here on Colin Luckhurst, who's down 2 from the start of this race. And it looks like he's just following suit for right now. And Joshua Jablonski, who's only made 1 position. It was the one with Chris Chittling, the incident followed corners ago and exited turn 4, and now he's got Trey Mistak in his sights. But Aaron Myers is putting the pressure on. So is Gage Yams. Mark Foley's right behind, following in suit. And then you got another one, Daniel Haynes. He's also pretty quick. Another Valhalla driver. And it's not kind of said and done with this little train, because even further back, you have drivers that are catching up. Pax Oceani car, I think Miles Brown, as it stands. Jacob Simmons holding that fastest lap and getting a clear margin, 8/10 on Peter Flanner at the moment. No longer pressing though. Andre Rodriguez getting a little bit closer. Peter Flanner here. Now Xier has physical damage on that front end. It's unfortunate. Must have had some stuff happen. Matthew Mercier is in the wall. Oof. Let's see how that happened. So he spun. Oh, that's how Xier got the damage. And then he re-enters only to get Get a helping hand into the wall there. Right there. You know, space. Space is space. On Luckhurst. Getting passed right there by Chris Stewart. Ooh, Craig Reese is really deep right there. He's going to lose his position to several drivers there. Dave Palmer's not going to be able to get by. But Zach Peterson got by. Eric Koonsman got by. Michael Sharon as well. Matt Benson making up a spot there on Alan Karabashev. On the entry, oof, getting awfully fresh. Chris Schitterling's down 33 positions, but he's still in this fight. Matt Benson, who started at the back, he's up 13 positions. Elliot Burton, not far behind, up 11 positions from the opening. Colin Luckhurst, another spot lost there. That was Marshall Scarry, who's just gotten past him. Chris Schitterling, having been down 33 positions, looks like he's got his sights on being down 32, as he's kind of got the feel for Allen here. He was right on his bumper before the corkscrew. Might see him move down into turn 1, and he didn't hit that curb there. And oof, he's going for it. Possibly, no? Trick of the camera, he doesn't go for it there. Gets a little bit of the softest curve there on the exit, but he's going to go alongside this driver and see if his chances of getting the pass done into turn 2 are good, and it looks like it is. And there's Elliot Burton overshooting a little bit there. Oh, yikes! That's unfortunate. Failing literacy rates. Am I not saying someone's name right? I don't have a funny name. Joshua Jablonski is looked like he might have had a moment there with Trey Mistak, and it looks like it's going to be a moment now as they go down into turn 1. And, you know, there's turn 1, that little kink. And into turn 2, the Andretti hairpin. Looks like Joshua Jablonski has the move down, and Trey Mistak is down a spot. Up 2 positions for Joshua Jablonski. Oh. Well, yeah. Justin is a special person. Move said and done at the moment, but what are these Valhalla drivers doing? They're in 6 and 7. Mark Foley following suit. None of them have. Not none of them. We have a couple of drivers. Gage Yam starting it out. No positions gained or lost for him, Mark Foley, or Daniel Haynes. Is Trey running the Venus Maca? No, I think he's just running the Kamoa. Oh, who's that? That's a Caffeine Global Sport Motorsports sitting on the entry. Bro, they're still there. Is that Steve? That's Steve. And he, I guess, pit on lap 1, but... Oh, he is... Oh, buddy. Okay, now he's making the move. Ethan Bass is out there. He's up 3 positions. He's got Nick Mazza in his sights. And here we go. SimCity Racing Well, versus Ethan Bass. He doesn't have a team name. Just a fun moment from Steve. I mean, good on him for not moving until he was absolutely going to be able to make the corner without compromising everyone else. But that was just an awkward spot. I wonder if he had an issue before the corner, which got him to ultimately stop the way he did. Definitely entertained. Mark Foley. It looks like he's a little bit closer to Daniel Haynes here. Or sorry, Gage Yams. But no move as of yet. These Valhalla drivers are keeping it extremely clean. But no moves just yet. Eric Neville, is he going to be able to do something? He hasn't made up any spots since the start of this race. He qualified P11, and he still is P11. Just behind him, Jason M. Allen is up a spot. Miles Brown up 2. Whoa! And that's how you get one done, folks. And into the barrier, Miles Brown goes. And he is down, but not out. And he's going to find his way. Yep. Let's take a look at this. Go on board. Woo! Get the sausage curve. That's unfortunate. Is he back out there? Yes, he is. He's finally gone into the corkscrew. He's down only 20 positions. Zach Peterson getting a little close, but not too close there. And now Mark Foley is going to make a move. And yes, he has. The move is down. Gage Yams goes down a spot. Mark Foley up to P7. Now we have Daniel Haynes just behind Gage Yams. Aaron Myers still holding out the top spot for the Valhalla Motorsports drivers. Schadenfreude. It is better when you're not the driver making a mistake, that's for sure. Also key to say, it wasn't me that hit that sausage curb. Arthur Scari's been close to Brandon Burns for some time now, but no change in the order just yet. Marshall Scari down 7 positions, so something must have happened to him early on in this race. Hasn't pit just yet. This is going to be really crucial. Peter Flaner has Brad Jorgensen just ahead of him. Joshua Jablonski's literally 2/10, 3/10 away from this driver, and he wants to make a move. On pace, they are relatively even, lap for lap, as we see on the relative, and they both are allowed to make way as Brad Jorgensen slows down on the straight and gives them the opportunity that they needed to just get on by. That is exactly how the blue flags was intended. Let the faster guys by. Don't fight them too hard. And it worked out pretty fine. But now he's got 4 drivers. Oof. Okay, you don't have to go off track. That's something. I mean, maybe he just missed it, actually, to be honest. I don't know. But he is trying to make himself scarce and let these drivers by. I think it's all well-intentioned, as Matthew Wyckoff, who's up 7 position, has Tyler Anderson in his sights for P14. Jeff Lubitsch down the straight is in 46 at the moment. Hit a 32-second pit stop. kind of curious to see what actually happened on lap 1 for some of these drivers that somehow had to go into the pit stop immediately. Unfortunate for Matthew Mercier, he did retire the car after that incident that we saw him in. Now Prashant, he's down 6 positions. He's got Yale Pena right ahead of him. It's up 1. And the gaps are a little bit wider when you go further down the field, but these drivers are pretty steady near each other. One thing of note is Chris Chitterling, who had that little incident in the start of this race, still down 33 positions. He did claw back 1 and then abruptly lost it. Elliott Burton was behind him, but it's now only 2.8 seconds back. So it looks like Chris Chitterling is going to be able to at least get back a couple of these positions within the next few laps. His pace looks to be relatively way stronger in the 123.7s over the 124.4s of the drivers ahead of him. Elliott Burton went into the pit stop. Oh, he's going to be the first driver to make the change. It is lap 12. It is possible. I was going to say that would be maybe too premature, but maybe he's doing this to get some free air there. Clear air, I should say. Chris Chitterling able to get by Yale Pena. The entry to turn 5. Now he's only down 31 spots. On board with Jason M. Allen, he's up 2 spots. He's got Eric Neville, the first half Pro Series champ. Pro Class champ, I should say, not Series, but Pro Class champ, just ahead of him. He's fallen to P4 in the championship standings. But Eric Neville is no slouch. It wouldn't be easy if Jason M. Allen's going to get by. These SimCity racing drivers are pretty quick. He's just slipping away. And even with the relative last lap, and Jason M. Allen was quicker, it looks like he's losing out a little bit here. He's now 7/10ths back after you negate the braking zone there. Really eats up that sausage curve on the entry into turn 11 there. Was once a lot quicker. Joshua Jablonski trying to make up to P3 and get on the podium steps as Peter Flanner still holding out strong ahead of him. 3:10 separating these two. It's been this way for the last set of laps prior to us taking a look at them. Nothing's really changed. I mean, the only real change is that Trey Mistak is now 1.8 seconds back to Joshua Jablonski. And Trey Mistak was faster on the last lap. Briefly go over here. We have Chris Gazel who's in P46. And that's Tyler Anderson trying to pass him. But whatever he did here, he got a black flag. So he's got to serve that one. He's in the pits now. Now Chris Schitterling is down 28 positions instead of 33. He's definitely got a recovery race on his hands. And Prashant Jayaraman, who's in P32, is just ahead. Is that, I mean, that is orange, right? Or is that red? He is part of the rookie class, but it looks like a, I think there's an orange accents. Miles Brown, who pit on lap 9. He's going to get a lot of these spots back, but 28 down for pitting. Now he's in P39, P38. That's a rough one. Pit from lap 9 at the end of the race. Maybe it's going to work out, but he's got to pass Eric Koonsman here and push along. Last lap was 5/10 faster. That's enough. Make a difference here. I'm gonna take a look. P1. Jacob Simmons got passed. And here we go. This is how Andre Rodriguez got P1. Oof. There you go. Go on board with Jacob Simmons, who was leading comfortably. Not comfortably, he was 3/10 separated before, but almost entirely lost it. But back on, and Andre was able to capitalize on that mistake. And back to live. He's gone past Andre. So let's take a look back and see what happened here. He got him on the entry to turn 5. So not only a lap later, the next lap that they were on, Jacob Simmons outright passes Andre Rodriguez here for P1, the overall. Not that it would make much of a difference, even if Andre finishes in P1 and Jacob Simmons finishes P2, it's still going to be P1 in the Pro Championship for him and Jacob Simmons, no matter where he finishes, P1 or 2. Andre Rodriguez is a rookie, so he'll finish P1 in the rookie class, and there's the difference. Can we get a minute-by-minute version of the race where we call out how many positions Chris is down from his lap 1 mistake? I mean, I'm kind of doing it already, if that's, are you just making fun of me? But it's more of a recovery thing. It's just nice to see the impressive nature of things. Chris Gasol getting out of the way there for Mark Foley. Sometimes drivers can have a really, really impressive recovery race after having an incident on the opening lap. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. But yeah, we'll see. Joshua Jablonski trying to stick a nose in there on Peter Flanner on the inside. That did not happen. Yale Pena going side by side there with Peter Flanner, and now he's getting passed. Oh, I am working on my computer and listening to this like radio. I am thoroughly enjoying hearing how Chris is or isn't developing. His teammate? Is it? That would make even more sense. Elliot Burton, who pit on lap 11, see if this is working out for him. He did get ahead of Miles Brown, who also pit on lap 9. And he's still at 15 position, so the guy who started from the back, not doing so bad, being in P35 at the moment. I mean, at the moment, Chris Chitterling is in no man's land. P29, down 24s. Not gain or lost anything, but it's not going to be that exciting at the moment to see what he's up to. Joshua Jablonski, however, he's made some fairly clean moves on track. Although he was the driver that was involved in the incident with Chris Chitterling, so. That was someone. Anyway. Alright. Thought that was something. It is. No. Alex Sears in the pits. I'm changing the order there. We go on board with Joshua Jablonski, who's still just marginally quicker on the last lap, but we'd expect that. Having the toe down the straight probably helps with that. But not significant. And where is he going to make a move if he can make a move? And maybe Joshua Jablonski is just trying to hold a fairly tight line in consistency to Peter Flanner here, because he isn't making any real strides into Peter's in time there, and actually was slower on that last lap. I don't think the battle for P3 is gonna end here, but I don't think it's gonna happen at the moment unless Peter makes a mistake. Trey Mistack, interestingly, is leaving the pits. He pit on lap 20. He had a 33.4 second pit stop. He's the first driver out of the top 20 to pit, which means the driver just ahead of him, who's right in front of him on exit of the pit lane, is Jake Daly. And Jake Daly is up 13 spots, and he is going to have to go into the pit lane. So that 33 second time on pit stop is fairly interesting. The real scenario here is how close is he to P1? He was P5 when he went in the pits. At this moment in time, if everyone pits right now, did a pit, he's 35.4 seconds. Has a gap to P1, which is Jacob Simmons. So relatively, he may not get that done. Joshua Jablonski has gone into the pit lane and nailed his stop. So that's where we'll see. Is he going to be faster than Jablonski? That was the driver he got past, and it was 1.8 seconds down on. So can Trey make up the spot here? He's on the start straight. Is Jablonski exiting the pits? Yes, he is. It looks like it was maybe enough to cover off Trey Mistack. Jablonski's got a kind of a hairier spot to navigate through, but he's already through and still ahead. The difference is 1.2 seconds, 1.3, and he kept that alive, that gap that he already previously had. So Trey's going to slot back into P6, probably when all is said and done with everyone else pitting. Still a good move on him. Pit on lap 19, not 20. My bad. Andre Rodriguez, now 3/10 away from Jacob Simmons. And Eric Koonsman getting out of the way there for these two drivers. Eric Neville going into the pit lane, finally doing the mandatory pit stop. So if drivers are pitting from anywhere from lap 9 to now 22, I wonder what's the real strategy here? Are the people that pit so early on lap 9, 10, 11 not going to be able to make it to the end, or is there enough fuel for the end of this race for those drivers? If somebody in the comments can let me know, I sure do not know how that's going to shake up, to say the least. Jake Daly getting passed by Trey Mistak, who was ahead of him on the pit lane exit, but this driver still needs a pit. Yo! Stop the car and wait. Oh, Colin Luckhurst. I don't even want to make a pun out of luck on him right now. That's unfortunate for him. His car is damaged. And he's got a meatball flag. He actually was taking a look here at Colin Luckhurst. That actually basically destroyed his car, that contact. He tries to get going again, but he is already meatballed by this point and kind of now realizes it. And what an unfortunate break for Colin Luckhurst there. Not even his fault. Tried to avoid it. Jake Daly does have a black flag, so he's going to have to go into the pits and get his drive-through penalty. So there's that. Not ideal. Joshua Jablonski battling out here with some of the top drivers. That's Peter Flanner on the exit, and they're going to go side by side into these corners and through turn 3, now to turn 4. Joshua Jablonski on the exit gets Peter Flanner, a driver he was trying to battle, and now has successfully gotten through. Maybe he's able to show his strength here and start pushing, but Peter Flanner lost the spot through the pit stop rotation and is gone to Jablonski. Strategy at its finest. A 33.4, and Peter Flanner did a 33.8. Sorry, 34.6 is what Jablonski did, and a 33.8 out of Peter Flanner. So even that much of almost a second difference there. 8 tenths. It's crazy. Aaron Myers is out. Daniel Haynes, or Jacob Simmons, pushing through. He's getting his spots back. He's in P3. Tyler Anderson is out there in second, but has to pit. Mark Foley also has not pit. Jablonski holding pretty steady here. He's got Andre Rodriguez just ahead of him, who's sitting in P2. And then you have Aaron Myers, who slots back in, and Trey Mistak, who is going to battle out Aaron Myers here. And he has the move for the moment. Is Aaron trying to make it on turn 5? No, he doesn't. And Trey is sitting in P7. It's going to drop down once Mark and Tyler go in. Although I think Mark was behind. Mark was behind Trey. So yeah, we'll see this shape up and see a battle on the exit, because these drivers here are where Mark was having to deal with them. This just in for the rookie. Andre Rodriguez has to serve a black flag. I think he's got his drive-through penalty in tow. That's unfortunate for him. Jacob Simmons goes on through. Mark Foley is out there on the exit. There's Joshua Jablonski into turn 1. There's Peter Flanner. These drivers will get by, but it's going to go to Aaron Myers, who's just gotten past Trey Mistak. But where does that hold up our driver, Mark Foley, already there on the exit? And I got to play this back a second. what a fantastic scenario for Mark Foley. A 32-2 for him. And he's gone past Peter Flanner and jumped to P3. And now has just Joshua Jablonski ahead of him. Andre Rodriguez was in this shakeup for the P1 through 3, but has had to serve a drive-through penalty and is now down and out. I mean, in the pits, dropping significant amount of spots. But Mark Foley, what a strategist. Now into third. Peter Flanner down fourth. Aaron Myers holding out strong ahead of Trey Mistack here in fifth. But Trey, consequently, still in sixth, where he kind of was shaking up in post the pit stop when he pit fairly earlier than the rest of these drivers. Valhalla showing some pretty strong pace as they have 5, 7, and 8 on the board in those positions. Jason M. Allen and Nick Mazza, SimCity Racing, maybe 1 and 2. I'm not sure. I forget which teams are which. But Chris Stewart's on one of those teams. Here these guys are, 9 and 10 in suit. It's nice to see these sister teams or teammates working together like this. Ooh, we just caught the tail end of that, folks, and we're going to pop that right back on. It's Ethan Bass and Tyler Anderson, and that's got Ethan Bass let's take a look here on the chopper cam. That is a black flag for Ethan Bass. Oof, oof. That was a double tap. Just gotta test my brakes. I mean, ideal scenario there. Oh no. And put another one in chat there. Tyler Anderson in P15. He gets tapped again. And this is a different driver. The driver in question, 404 P15, would have been me don't know who that is. But 404 Joshua Spears was the other SimCity Racing driver. Well, don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm just showing you angles. That is damage. Tyler Anderson not having good luck on that one. Elliot Burton now sees Ethan Bass in his sights and has him on the entry, or yeah, right there on turn 5. I don't know if this is all over, but Elliot Burton now up 26 positions since the start of this race, and he's holding out pretty strong. Chris Chitterling, who's in P30 at the moment, got a little bit of a gap to everybody, but the driver Craig Reese just went off. That 1-point-something second gap is now kind of crushed, and we could see another spot gained for Chris Chitterling. He's down only 25, maybe 24. Ooh, no bueno. And both these drivers have to go in and serve a black flag penalty. And Ethan Bass just had one, and it's a drive-through. And this does not make sense. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's how it happens. That's definitely when the black flags come out, because there's some contact, a 2X, maybe a 4X, the 4Xs, but then that's ultimately how they both got their black flags through the corkscrew, because they're already in. And yeah, they're back out. Elliott Bird, who's up 25 positions, is now up only 17 positions, and he is now in P33. Consequently, Chris Chitterling is going to say thank you because he's now down only 23 positions from that little black flag incident. Yep. And he's got a couple drivers, Michael Sharon and Craig Reese, ahead of him. Both drivers are actually reasonably slower, and not saying that as a gotcha. They're both M-class drivers, and they're sitting pretty strong in contention in the 20s. P27 for P28 now. Craig Reese just got passed by Chris Chitterling, but this is a pro driver versus an AM class driver. The class differences are made apparent and aware. Craig Reese is still doing relatively strong. He's 10 positions gained. He's in P28. Michael Sharon's up 9 positions, soon to be 8 positions. If we have 5 laps to go and he holds on to this, though, he will keep that 9 positions gained. And there you have it, folks. With 5 laps to go, it seems like some of these battles are kind of said and done, but others not so much. Elliott Burton and Ethan Bahase, not one of those battles to be done just yet. They both had to serve black flag penalties for the corkscrew incident, and I'm kind of liking the non-leniency here, that people have been getting more drive-through penalties as of late in the last couple rounds, and it really does shake up the dynamics here. You have a rookie driver who was sitting P2, P1 briefly in the overall, and here's Elliott Burton sending it and giving a little bit extra, maybe, I don't know, but they just went too wide and banged doors, and there they go again. Yikes! An unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and only hurting each other, and they both came together. But they're no longer next to each other. So, I think we can say definitively that that battle's over for now. What's going on in voice chat? Arguments for incidents? You crash or not crash? Yeah, Jeff. Shrugs? Who shrugs? Chris Chitterling, not yet there on Michael Sharon, but he's got 3 laps to make this move. He's got 2 tenths separating. Whose death would it have been? If you just name in iRacing? I probably showed it. Oh, Eric Neville? Oh. You had a death? Didn't see it, but let's scroll back and take a look at it. Matt Benson crash? Tyler Anderson crash? Well, I saw Tyler Anderson crash. This battle is still heated. Is Chris going to be able to make it self-imposed? How far back was it? I'm on lap 23. Eric Neville driving slowly. I didn't register it as a crash. Oof. Ooh. Welcome, Eric, to another addition to the Broken Wing Racing League. Honorary member of a Broken Wing. Gotta love capturing those broken wings to really be an example of the league itself. There are a lot of broken wings. Yikes. There's 6 drivers that have retired from this race so far. Scary is in the pits. I'm not sure what that's about, but he has just dropped down, tumbling down the order. Boom! Does Chris Chitterling go for it? No, he doesn't. Craig Reese getting a little in the action as well. He was right there on the bumper of Chris Chitterling. They tap a little bit. And Michael Sharon, this AM class driver in the Maca, is doing fairly strong. He's got 2 more laps to go. Hold back Chris Chitterling and maintain P26 for himself in the overall. In the AM class, I'm not sure where this stacks up, but he's been making it apparent that pass is going to be difficult for Chris. He sweeps to the outside into turn 5. And does he have the run going into turn 6? This is going to be a hairy one because this is a fast. He gets by, and let it be known there, it's all done for him. As Craig Reese might try to have a go into the corkscrew. I hope not, but he follows suit. And it is the final lap. I'm not sure if it's I did say it's the final. Mark Foley's been kind of close to Joshua Jablonski for P2, but it's not going to be that close unless Jablonski makes a mistake here with only a couple corners to go. We will probably see this. Oof, and there's someone off in the distance. That is a lapped driver, though. Blue flags. And that is it. Jacob Simmons wins this race with Josh Jablonski in 2nd, Mark Foley in 3rd, Peter Flanner in 4th, Trey Mistek in 5th, Aaron Myers in 6th, Gage Yams in 7th, Daniel Haynes in 8th, Nick Mazza crosses the line to go P9, Jason M. Allen in P10, Matthew Wyckoff in P11, Alex Zier in P12, wins the AM class spot there in P1. We already kind of knew that was going to happen. Joshua Spears wins the rookie title in P1. Chris Lambeth in the Pro-Am title in P1, P14. Rodrigo Theory in 2nd for that Pro-Am class. P15 in the overall. Adam Tingle in 16. Max Poe 17. Brandon Endos 18. Anthony V. Jenkins in 19. Chris Stewart in 20. Tyler Anderson 21. Brandon Burns in 22. Zach Peterson 23. As he crosses the line there. 24 to Marshall Scary, Chris Chitterling in 25, down only 20 positions at the end of this race. And look at that, in fashion and style, Chris Chitterling across the start straight there. Michael Sharon in 26, Craig Reese in 27, Prashant Jayaraman in 28, Eric Kunzman 29, Matt Benson crosses in 30, Miles Brown crosses in 31, but he has a black flag, so that will change momentarily. Ethan Bass in 32, Connor Burns 33, Dave Palmer 34, Jake Daly 35, Patrick Ricks 36, Elliot Burton also has a black flag, he's in 37, that's going to change. Jeff Lubitch in 38, Brian Zaborowski Jr. in 39, Alan Karabashev in 40, Tom Smith 41, Steve Bukowski 42, Yale Pena in 43, Andre Rodriguez 44, Eric Neville 45, Colin Luckers 46, Chris Gazol in 47, Brad Jorgensen 48, Craig Carroll 49, and Matthew Mercier in 50. That is all the drivers there. Congratulations, Jacob Simmons. What a masterclass. You really did it. Fantastic result. I saw your near death when Andre Rodriguez got by you. How much of a was that a clincher?
Oh, it was a butthole clincher for sure. Yeah, that was a spooky moment, but thankfully it wasn't too bad, and I could keep it on track. So, did Andre get a drive-through? Is that what happened to him?
Yeah, he had a drive-through penalty, and so that set him back. And once that kind of happened, I think he ended up just parking in the pits after that situation. Yeah. But ultimately, you had it done, and the pit stop strategy worked out for you. You didn't really have to fight too much on anyone else. Joshua Jablonski was getting kind of close towards the end, but you played it pretty well, and it worked out for you. Fantastic result, P1. And after it's been a while since you you've been participating. I think were you here on the last one? I don't.
Right.
But
Yeah, I got P2 I got P2 last week at
oh, really?
Atlanta.
I don't. Road
Yeah, but
Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh,
But
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
feels good to be back on top. Winner chicken dinner for shout out Jason's Chicken Shop.
yeah, and
Um,
you know what is it? The two-time champ, right? In the
okay.
GT3
Yeah.
series. So there you have that, and possibly the four-time champ. If we didn't do the drop weeks, it's always been a plague.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining
Oh, the
me. I mean,
freaking drop week.
fantastic result. It looks like Mark Foley, one of your sister teammates, or maybe teammate. I don't know which one is on which team, but put it in the
Yeah, he got on
pits.
the podium too.
Yeah, he had one of the quickest pit stops, 32.2 or 32.3, and came out ahead of Peter Flanner, ahead of Trey. Like he really nailed his pit stop so much that he gained two positions from the pit stop strategy. I mean, and got
Oh,
ahead of the Valhalla Racing guys as well, which I mean, fantastic result. He was in sixth or seventh throughout that race, and then pit stop into third. Fantastic result for your teammates there as well.
nice. Heck yeah. Yeah, we it's first 50 customers into the shop get a free chicken sandwich this week because we got the double podium.
There you
So
go.
go
Yeah.
head on into Jason's Chicken Shop and grab your free sandwich. First 50 customers for free.
Yeah, and
How about that?
if they say they hate pickles, they get extra pickles. There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me, Jacob.
Hey,
Congratulations
thanks,
again on
man.
the win.
Thanks.
Alex Zier, never get tired of seeing you, man. Congratulations on that win. It looks like you had a hairy moment in the first stint. You guy goes off into turn two. You hit the back of him. Did you feel like you tried to avoid that as best you could? It's not your fault at all. I kind of saw what was happening there, but that's got to be a sticky situation for you.
Yeah, it was just kind of close racing, and I laid on the brakes, and I think ABS kicked in, so I couldn't get it turned as fast as I liked. Then I just kind of cut it on the inside, and take the off track instead of getting stuck on the track, and it all worked out.
Yeah, it did. And did you even try to repair anything, or did you just go back out there after your pit stop and just try to just keep it on track, keep it clean? You finished pretty strong, P12. Were any of the drivers around you kind of making you work for it, or was it kind of set in pace towards the end?
It was kind of set in pace, kind of no man's land there. I used the quick repair on my pit stop. I think I pitted like 4 or 5 laps early just to get the front end repair. It was understeering pretty hard throughout all the
Okay.
sweeping corners, so I figured I'd stop in a couple laps early and just get that out of the way.
Yeah, so then it definitely worked out for you. What a fantastic result. If you continue to do this, I think we're going to see what the champ pick, and it's going to be if you. I think how it works out, the overall is or the amount of points you have so far, you're consistently winning these ones. So I think inevitably you'd be the one picking that track out of the ones they decided to let you choose from. Do you are you even thinking about that right now? Considering we still have a
Uh,
couple more races in us.
no, I'm just kind of sitting here racing, and I'll let the points fall how they do, and if that ends up happening, cool. Otherwise, just keep racing every week.
Well, awesome, fantastic result, man. You're sitting P12 in the overall, as well as just right there amongst all of the pros. No pro am was ahead of you. No am was ahead of you. Just all pros. No, not even any of the rookies were ahead. Partially because the main rookie had a drive-through penalty, so he went towards the back of the grid there. But fantastic result. I mean, if that isn't an automatic promotion to pro, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I'll just kind of let them decide how they want to do that. If they want to push me to pro, then I'm not going to complain. I'll take the wins while they come, and then if wherever they move me, I'll just keep trying to get faster to compete in the top 5, top 10.
Yeah, I hope to see it. Congratulations again on that spot P1, and
Thank you.
see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Mhm. And thank you everybody for joining me. All those that crashed out, unfortunate that happened. Can't wait to see you guys next week and get back right on it and compete. Next week, we do have the Broken Wing Le Mans series returning, and that's going to be at Spa, and it's going to be a rainy one. That's on Tuesday. As always, round 9 will be on Sunday next week. I'm not even sure where we go on round 9, but this week we still have the Oval Series ARCA. That's on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as the V-Rays multi-class. That is on Thursdays. And possibly we will be doing a Friday new series, which is completely fun, and it's going to have no real bearings on anything. Still more to come on that one for Fridays. Probably the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. But thank you for joining me, and have a good evening, everyone.